The Vietnam War remains one of the most complex, controversial, and emotionally charged chapters in American military history, a conflict fought not on open fields or clear front lines, but deep within suffocating jungles, remote villages, and the minds of those who served there. And decades later, newly declassified material, veteran testimony, and restored archival footage continue to reveal how different this war truly was from anything the United States had faced before. As American forces entered Southeast Asia during the Cold War era believing they were containing the spread of communism, only to discover a battlefield defied by guerrilla tactics, invisible enemies, and an environment that was as dangerous as the opposition itself, where dense foliage concealed ambushes, tunnel networks stretched for miles beneath the soil, and the line between combatant and civilian was often heartbreakingly unclear. According to military historians and Pentagon analyses released years after the conflict, the Jungle War in Vietnam forced U.S. troops to rethink nearly every aspect of modern warfare, from patrol strategies and intelligence gathering to psychological endurance, as soldiers endured relentless heat, monsoon rains, disease, and the constant tension of not knowing when or where the next attack would come. And rare footage captured by combat cameramen shows young Americans moving cautiously through towering trees and waist-high grass, eyes scanning for movement, fingers resting on triggers, illustrating a kind of warfare that felt closer to survival than traditional combat. While classified reports later revealed how underestimated the Viet Cong and North Vietnamese army initially were, particularly their ability to blend into terrain, build complex tunnel systems like those at Cu Chi, and wage a prolonged war of attrition against a technologically superior force, some experts argue that this mismatch between conventional military doctrine and unconventional enemy tactics played a significant role in shaping the war's outcome, while others note that political constraints and shifting public opinion at home were just as decisive. And as the conflict escalated throughout the 1960s, operations such as search and destroy missions became a defining feature of America's Jungle War, with the goal of locating enemy units, engaging them, and withdrawing. Yet declassified after-action reports suggest these missions often produced unclear results as enemy forces avoided direct confrontation, reappearing days or even hours later, raising difficult questions about how success was measured in a war without clear front lines. Meanwhile, air power became both a symbol of American strength and a source of lasting controversy, with helicopters transforming troop mobility and evacuation, and bombing campaigns intended to disrupt supply routes like the Ho Chi Minh Trail, though later assessments by defense analysts indicate that these efforts, while tactically impressive, struggled to achieve long-term strategic objectives against a determined and adaptive enemy. And behind every operation were individual human stories, many of which only came to light years later through interviews and personal accounts, revealing soldiers grappling with fear, moral uncertainty, and the psychological toll of fighting an enemy they rarely saw. While footage long classified for security reasons shows moments of exhaustion, camaraderie, and quiet reflection, offering a raw look at daily life in the field that contrasts sharply with the political speeches and headlines of the era. The war also exposed deep divisions within the United States, as graphic reporting and televised images brought the realities of combat into American living rooms, fueling protests and debates that reshaped public trust in government and military leadership. And historians widely agree that Vietnam marked a turning point in how wars were reported and perceived, forcing policymakers to confront the power of media and public opinion in modern conflict. Yet even today, interpretations of the Vietnam War continue to evolve, with some scholars emphasizing missed diplomatic opportunities and others highlighting the lessons learned that later influenced U.S. military doctrine, particularly in counterinsurgency and rules of engagement. And as classified documents are gradually released and footage is restored and analyzed, a clearer, though still deeply complex picture emerges of a war fought in shadows, where bravery and tragedy coexisted, and where the jungle itself became an active participant in the conflict, shaping decisions, outcomes, and memories in ways that are still felt today. And while debates over strategy and responsibility may never fully settle, the experiences of those who served, documented in rare film and first-hand accounts, remind us that beyond politics and ideology, the Vietnam War was a profoundly human story of endurance, loss, and lessons learned at an enormous cost. And that is something worth remembering the next time we reflect on how nations choose to wage war and how history continues to reveal